Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to be analysing the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities may come today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, starting off here on the daily, EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. This might be a quick one today because I already recorded this video, or I thought I did, and somehow it wasn't recording. So what's the daily showing us? Right, yesterday closed out as like a bearish engulfing candle. After mitigating this imbalance up here, we had that reversal in price from that bullish behavior, closed out very bearish. Of course, inversely on EU, we had a bullish engulfing day, massive bullish candle anyway, didn't really engulf the previous day, but big bullish day. That came after we mitigated this daily order block here and imbalance, and that caused that bullish reaction the next day. Now, previous daily highs and lows, we've already gone through the previous daily low and previous daily high, and that buy and sell side liquidity hasn't caused price to reverse at all, so there's quite a lot of momentum. What I am keeping my eye on is that we've gone below this low here for sell side liquidity and above this high here for buy side liquidity, which is probably a more major liquidity point there. So I'll see if we reverse from there or if it causes any type of small reversal. The SMC is still present at this moment, so there is still that chance of that, given we've taken that sell side and buy side liquidity as well. We'll see if that stays intact today, but for the time being it is there with this lower low and lower high, so possible still signals of strength coming from the EU there. So let's go down to the 4 hour, see if that shows us anything else. Right, so on the 4 hour we'll have our new bearish leg here. We've broken the low of our previous external leg here. For the time being I won't measure that in because price is still moving, but it'll be somewhere from here to here obviously. So we're very much within a discount. We've taken the sell side liquidity below these lows, and as you can see we have our SMC divergence line there. So price has created that new leg. We've still got an hour and a half, may close out as some sort of sweep below this sell side liquidity, but nonetheless we have that lower low in price anyway. The close below would just be neater to confirm this structure, of course. Inversely on DXY, of course, we have the same. Now this would be a higher high. This 4 hour chart isn't updating live. There's problems with that all the time on TradingView. So it'd be further up here. We'll see that on the hourly. So we have created that higher high quite clearly, taking this buy side liquidity above these highs and entering that 4 hour POI that was left behind initially. So we have that order block with SMC divergence as resistance with buy side liquidity. So the bias it's giving me at the moment is a reversal sort of pullback bias. Okay, so from these lows in the discount, high time frame SMC divergence, high time frame POI, buy side and sell side liquidity, it's leading me to preferring a bias of longs from this area. Okay, even though it's against trend, so obviously it holds a bit more risk. It's against that momentum, but it's going with that liquidity, and I don't want to trade into or against these high time frame POIs. Not much else to say on the 4 hour. Let's go down to the hourly and see what that shows us. So a lot of stuff already marked in. As I said, I've already done this once before. A lot of the same on the hourly because we are bearish. We have our bearish leg, right? Though if we work with our internal leg here, we can see that we've swept some internal buy side liquidity here during Asia above these highs, and on the hourly it looks like that's where we started to break down bearish from. I'm interested to see how this hour closes, see if we close above this sell side liquidity low here. We've got 22 minutes, so we'll see if we cause a nice little low test candle to go with that bias is kind of hinting with these higher time frame resistances on DXY that price may be in need of some pullback from this discount after all of this bearish move yesterday. So same still applies from the 4 hour. SMC, resistance, POIs. Obviously we have more room within those POIs to move into, but at the moment we've already come into it. So my preference wouldn't be to short EU at the moment in this discount against these resistances, just because for me that carries a lot higher risk, even though it's with the trend and momentum. Whether some order flow comes in and changes that, I don't know, but that's a bit higher risk for me. I'd rather go where liquidity was last taken and follow it to the other direction with these resistances and with this sell side liquidity as a sponsor and the buy side liquidity above here as a sponsor. So clearly on the M15 we'll have a nice bearish leg where it's swept some internal buy side liquidity and broken down. So if price even was to just pull back, shallow pull back to this area with this 1 hour order block, that's a possibility for today and for the session, but we have plenty of imbalances and order blocks above, more into a premium that price may want to pull back to, but that may happen into next week. So we'll see what happens. My preference and the bias that price is giving me with these confluences is to aim for some sort of bullish pullback against trend, counter trend, right? So in saying that, let's go down to the M15, see if there's any opportunities available for today. So as I mentioned, I've already done this before, this analysis. So let's go through it again quickly. Asia high had swept all of this evening consolidation here, this range, took the buy side liquidity, and then eventually started breaking down into London session open. At the moment, there's nothing clear, there's no clear opportunities in my opinion. However, as I've drawn out here, this is something I would like to see to possibly get that reversal. I need to see some sort of structure be created at these lows here, so we're probably going to need to find some support and create a structure. So what I've drawn out here is if price were to come up, come down, possibly sweep its low, but also it could make a higher low. I wouldn't be too fussed with that because we have the high time frame confluences as well, but this would just look good as an internal sell side liquidity sweep. Again, we have our high time frame resistance areas and SMC, and we've already taken sell side and buy side liquidity, so it's not completely necessary for me. But yeah, form some structure down here, form some internal high, possibly sweep the low and then break that high, so break a structure around here, and then we have some sort of possible corrective pullback which leaves inducement for our order blocking imbalance for us to set an order, stop loss just below the lows, to move more into a premium, at least of this M15 leg here, right, within this discount. So this is my preferred strategy here, just because of all of those factors. Like I said, I don't like trading directly into these resistances because it's a bit more high risk for me. So I'd rather wait for some sort of consolidation here and structure to be created on a lower time frame and see that structure break. Now price could continue lower, I'm okay with that. I'll wait and be patient. It could well pull back to some of these confluences and continue short, but if it was to do that, it could look like a rejection of these resistance confluences, and I wouldn't like that very much. So I'm going to stick with my bias and just be patient to see if something high probability occurs down here and some obvious structure and price switches that order flow to come back for that pullback against trend. Nice and quick. I hope I was clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.